So I just found this. It's a 2015 public integrity investigation for the state of New York, okay? They were graded a D minus overall. In the areas that they failed in the most, that was public access to information, electoral oversight, judicial accountability. Oh, wow. Ain't that the truth? State budget process. Oh, another truth out there. Procurement, that's right, because they buy stuff that they should never be buying, and they build things that they never should be building, and they charge it all back to the taxpayers. Ethics enforcement agencies, all F's. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Interesting. I'm going to post it with this video because 2015 was the year that they had already known through previous years about issues with their water. Even if you look over at Flint, Michigan, and the issues with their public water. So the village of Mount Morris, New York, knowing full well and right that they have an ongoing issue, brought forth in, what was it, 1935, in that area, that they have a severe issue with their public water system. And regardless of the amount of funding they've received from all those years combined, they have yet to correct the issue. And so they decided to do a push after hiring this consulting firm to push the water to see if they could figure out what is in the system, in the pipes and stuff, causing red water to come out of the pipes. You know, like rust, I don't know. What else is red? Blood. Yeah. And so when they did the push, it pushed water at high pressures through lines. And in my particular situation, it did such a major push, it flooded my basement. And in doing so, it broke the water meter right off the pipes. Okay? So they blamed it on freezing pipes. And since that date, it's been a catastrophic effect on lowering my life to the brink of all disaster. And you can't recover from it. You can't talk any lines of intelligence with insurance adjusters. You can't talk any lines of intelligence with anyone in any community. They don't get this stuff. If the issue was already present and it was never corrected, and the earliest known issue was 1935, long before I was even born. And the issue was never corrected regardless of all the taxpayer dollars that went into that issue. And they used it in other ways. How in the hell would it ever be my fault? Or even a freezing temperature issue, if you want to even go on that end of the spectrum. It's their fault. They failed to remedy the situation as quickly as possible. I don't know how they were even allowed to do what they did to my life, to my daughter's life, to my son's life, now to my grandchildren's lives. The state of New York should not be allowed to cause any harm to school-aged children based on this grade report. Under the public integrity, you are failures, the state of New York. Anyone, any child who is doing bad in school should never be punished. They should never be receiving any type of referral on their grades because you are failures in all the areas combined. You shouldn't even have an educational system at all. Like, this state is so mismanaged and so pathetic. I can't even believe they're allowed to even continue on underneath any type of structure known as a state. It's pathetic. And then they take kids away from their own families through family court, through these PENS fucking programs. It's awful. Feeding the system, you get 400,000 people in foster care, children, so that you can, sexually assault them at your whim. It's a feeding frenzy. You're disgusting, New York. You are disgusting. Somebody needs to put you under a dome and lock this shit down, because it never will get better. Ever.